Couldn't wait till I was done chewing. It was okay.
You said, alright, let's go. I followed that direct
right?
order.
Is that like a pun? Let's go, I followed. Thank you. Or, wait, no, that's just how you normally say things.
Yeah.
That's just human speech in general. Well,
Man.
hello, everybody.
That's great. Hello.
Yeah, hi. I'm Rab.
I'm Milk.
This is the soon-to-be-named podcast.
We thought of a couple
Yeah.
names, don't really.
Yeah, but most of them are like really
I'm back.
terrible combinations of our names. So like RedMilk was really gross, and Dulce de Rabbit was really gross.
Okay,
Dulce
wait,
de-
but I think I might like
Dulce de
Red
conejo.
Milk for like the novelty of it.
Yeah,
Because it sounds disgusting. And if you think about what it could actually be, you know, like milk comes
exactly.
from breasts. Red milk.
and we're not PG anymore, so breasts. Do we have a target audience? Can we not talk to 5-year-olds now? That's a shame.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Well, that's fine though, because speaking of talking, hi, we want to do that for a period of time not exceeding 10 to 20 minutes to you good people, both of you.
Me too.
Yeah, to kind of like to try and stay on track, right? Because it's impossible for me. Milk is this incredible artist, and I
He's
am an
also
art
an
hobbyist
incredible
enthusiast.
artist, and he can't
At
tell
one
me
point.
otherwise. There's
No,
no. Now you're still.
Okay, no, this is fine. And right now, we're just kind of seeing if we can branch out into doing the kind of thing that we like to do outside of art. We like to talk about it a lot. Like, we like to theorize. We like to talk about. Oh.
How to improve our skills. How to write stories. All those things.
Yeah,
Just
talk
an
about our
amazing
favorite
story
fandoms.
person.
I am not, but I'll tell you this one time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it'll sound like if I actually do tell a story. So. Yeah, and we just want to talk about stuff. Like, we have all these different, not ideas. We're not going to come here to like pitch all of our different wants and dreams and desires, but it is really fun to talk about art. And I find that while, a lot of people are really comfortable just drawing and posting stuff, making speed paints, me and my boy Milk here just really wanted to talk to people, just like branching out into actually.
Lonely.
Yeah, and also we're very lonely, and this is how we connect with the world. We have like two friends.
By astral projecting, I go to
Yeah.
sleep, I send my spirit out on people.
Basically, so nobody really knows that Milk is hanging out with them, but Milk does.
I always
Milk
do.
does.
I was
You
at
all.
your place last night, you didn't know?
Yo. Gross. So, speaking of things that are gross, art, right? So, like I said, Milk's an artist. I'm kind of an artist right now. I'm going to use this as a jumping off point to try and get more enthusiastic about art. Because one thing that I do find about art is that almost every artist I know has gone through a severe period of art block. And for me, that art block has lasted a substantial amount of time. I'd like to say the last 35 years.
That's a really long
And while I haven't been alive for that long,
Uh-huh.
it feels that way.
I can't believe you've had art block since you've come out the womb.
Word, I've been having trouble drawing since I was an iota in the middle of an atom or some shit.
What's an iota?
It's like a really microscopic measure, like an iota of something.
Wait, I've heard that using a phrase before. An iota, the doubt, an iota of care.
Yeah, I couldn't give less than 2 rats iotas. That's how it works.
There's rats iotas? Is that a smaller
No,
iota?
it's like... No, it's combining references, dude.
Why would you do that? I barely understood the one.
Listen. So basically our target audience are the mentally unstable, and us. Because they'll get this. They'll understand this. But speaking of this, I want to use it as a jumping off point to express myself in the things that inspire me to draw. And Milk is one of the people and
Your
things that
audio.
inspired me to draw. Yeah, not that I'd, call Milk a thing, but I mean, come on.
Your audio.
Yeah, Milk, I mean, do you have any experience? My audio?
Yeah. It's doing pretty bad.
Much like my art.
Please.
It's just terrible.
Please.
And yeah, you guys might have to put up with a lot of this for like the first few recordings because we have no idea what we're doing. We have no idea what we're doing. But I heard from a very reliable source that you can always improve crap, but you can't make something from nothing. Which isn't to say ideally, because you can always make something from nothing. Like if you're whatever motivated.
You can't.
But
you can't.
Yeah, I know, not literally. You're not wrong. But there's the idea that when you want to make something, if you want to do something, just start doing it. It doesn't matter how bad it's going to be. It doesn't matter how shitty it's going to turn out. Start it and then make improvements based on what you've done. As opposed to always talking about it, always wanting to do it. Just do it and fucking throw it out there. See what sticks. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you'll know because you tried. Yeah. They get it.
Yeah.
I think they get it.
Yeah.
So, again, art block. I'm sorry. Go ahead, because I'm not going to segue that quickly.
Yeah, because art block. Oh man, that's something I'm honestly not used to. I mean, well, as of recently, I'm not used to it, and I've been told it was weird that I ran into an art block because I had this stage in my art career where I would literally I would go weeks without drawing, and yet I still loved it like dearly, and it was just like my main frame. And yet I would go weeks, almost months, not drawing a thing. And so I don't know if I would call that art block. I'd rather erase that time period from my mind because it sucked ass. But that being said, as of the last 2 years, I've drawn daily, no matter what any finished pieces or just like a sketch page or something. I've drawn daily, and then like this year, for the first time, I've experienced like 2 art blocks within like about 3 months, and that was like really weird. Like I had a friend tell me, "You art blocking is concerning. Never stop drawing."
Yeah, I mean that's pretty accurate because I think accuracy is relative because I think art block is different to everyone, and that isn't to say that it's not like still problematic. I think it's problematic. I think it's kind of motivating, but again, it depends on the individual. I think in your case, yeah, that's definitely art block. For me, it's more like just I can't create. I used to be able to do things, or I did things at random that made me feel like I was an artist, and I would belong to communities where I tried to continuously do things, and then suddenly I just hit this wall. It's like when runners hit that mile, like metaphysical wall where they just cannot run, they can't breathe.
I would relate, but I've never run before in my life. So.
Yo, same, but I watch the marathon, so like, I like to pretend. I like to pretend that I'm capable of doing such things. But like, one of my tricks to getting rid of art block is normally just immersing myself in the things that I like. So I'll start watching series that inspired me again. Like one of the big ones for me was watching Fooly Cooley again, which is a whole nother topic in and of itself because I cannot get people from the last maybe 10 years to appreciate it. Anybody who's capable of watching anime right now doesn't appreciate Fooly Cooley for how great it was. But I can watch that and always get inspired. And we still have to watch it. We still have to watch it. Yeah, sure, guy.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, and then like I personally I like vinyl figures, like statuettes that artists make of their characters. I love certain comics, I love certain manga. Whoever in the comments is going to correct me for that. We're not big enough for those type of statements yet. Type it in the comments if you.
I mean, I was going to send to you a vinyl figure of me, but I mean, if anybody else wants a vinyl figure of me.
Yo, go for it, man. Like, it's good stuff. But I felt like looking at that stuff always is a decent way to pull me back in. But what I'm finding out now is that it's not as powerful. So, wow, that just sounds depressing. It's not working anymore. So the key to it for me has been actually doing the stuff that I want to do, as opposed to just absorbing it. I want to do it, and that's where again this talking crap comes in. Now listen.
Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup. celebrated? Oh.
We're not in the same place. Yeah, art block aside, because we started with a relatively negative topic, thanks to me. Why do you art?
Which one of us?
Well, I mean, I don't like to speak in the third person, but I'll keep doing it. Rab arts because Rab genuinely felt like Rab was capable. No, Milk, you. Why do you art?
No, you already started. Okay, I art because I like to tell stories, and it was like, okay, you're gonna think I'm crazy. I like took my imaginary kid phase when I was a kid. Imaginary kid, nice. Imaginary friend phase from when I was a kid.
Mind you, before Milk continues, Milk assumed that I didn't already think he was crazy, and I want that to set in.
Excuse me. Only mildly crazy. Where's that damn that edge image? I need that. Anyway, so like as a kid, anime was like heavily a part of my culture, like magical girl animes and stuff like that, and
oh yeah.
And so what I would used to do is pretend I was a magical kid, and I would, my room was a mess as it is now, and I would create like an obstacle course in my room, and I'd run around with a wand, like I was talking to my magical girl squad, and I'd be yelling and talking in gibberish Japanese. And my mom would always come in like, what are you doing? Nothing, mommy. I'm not doing it. I'm not talking to imaginary friends. With that aside, so basically, the reason why I art is because I've always been kind of like a story kind of person. I've liked making stories. I've liked acting them out. I've liked writing, drawing them out. So I've essentially been building up my skills since childhood to be a character designer, but not for other people. Character designer for me. Make characters that I enjoy for my stories. I mean, I'd love to go into character designing professionally.
Yeah, but let's be honest, you pay yourself way more than anybody else would.
What does that mean?
In terms of an actual paycheck, you pay yourself way more than anyone else would. Sarcasm, bro. Sarcasm. Oh, it's okay, we can move past it.
It didn't sound like sarcasm. It was confused. It was like, where? What money? Bitch, where?
Yup. We might have to cut in a moment because I'm being summoned. That's the weirdest part about this, too. Like, that's another fun issue. We're both, like, relatively busy these days, too. We're coming up at the end of both of our college semesters. And this is another reason why we want to do this now. But, I think I'll take a dive for it. I'll take a leap. So, the reason why I like to create, the reason why I love to art, was like Milk said, I like to tell stories. Like, I'm a huge fan of like world building, character building. And one of the things that I did when I couldn't draw was like I just helped friends come up with character traits, backgrounds. I have tons of stories that I've written and never really done anything with.
Do that for me.
You never asked. You're way better than anybody who needs that kind of help.
Bench.
Well, no, it's not help. I like to think of it as like part of the creative process. I don't think any artist, and this isn't me pandering to every artist out there. I honestly think that art is subjective. And what's good is based on the beholder. Everybody's at a certain point in their lives where they're creating, where they might feel it's good or bad, but it's just everybody's at some point. You can't tell somebody their art sucks or anything like that. But sometimes,
I mean, you
like,
can,
yeah, so,
but it's really mean.
Oh, you can, and I definitely do. I am a critic. I will tell people I don't like it, their art is terrible, and I'm a bad person for it. There is no excusing that. I am a bad person. But but yeah, I like to create for the sake of actually building. I love the potential that a character or a set of traits or a world can have on a person's imagination. Like, I can create a world of characters in fiction that I love for reasons that somebody who reads it will have completely different reasons for loving. Like, I could show a story that I have to Milk. Milk can build a character in that world that has completely different values than a character that I would make, and it becomes their own. And I love creating content for the sake of entertaining others too. So what you guys just missed is somebody that I tend to being really, really rude to another human being. That aside, what were we talking about? Yeah, so the format that we're trying to go for, yeah, like Alex Trebek, the host of Jeopardy, Milk.
Anyway, I thought that was
Yeah, no, game
Steve
show
Harvey.
hosts. No, that's
Family
the other show.
Feud.
Anyway. Hold on. We're going to post our first video and get a copyright strike because we're using copyright.
I mean, we sang it pretty badly, so I don't think anyone can tell anyway.
Yeah, so we don't really have a format, and we're going to be raw as all hell. Like, I want to be perfectly honest and say, like, we don't really know what we're doing. 1. 2, we don't really know what we're doing. And
you wouldn't be able to guess that I'm a international member of the thespian troupe because of how awkward I'll sound. I am actually really good on stage. Really good.
You know, same. I gave such a great speech today. I'm going to talk about that with you later. I gave such a good speech today for something that I literally wrote an hour before I went to bed.
You're a jackass for that.
That's not... Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me.
Hold on a second while I yell.
No.
They're starting to know when I'm, like, patronizing them. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but, like, that reminds me. I used to do that in high school all the time. Like, for my speech class, we had a section where our dramatic reading section, we had to memorize a passage and recite it dramatically. So it was basically the acting section. And I did no sort of memorizing of my passage. It was like the locker room scene from whatchamacallit. Famous
Carrie?
movie. Huh?
Oh. Carrie?
Carrie?
I don't know. The only locker room scene I can think of is the one from Carrie. They're all gonna laugh at you.
No, it was a locker room. It was a locker room scene. Famous one. Football movie. Trying to remember what football movie. Come on. You have to know it. You're older.
Yeah, I probably do, but you're giving me famous football movie, and that's my only basis.
Locker room scene. It was inspirational speech. Gave it about them, telling them.
I'm like what? We are
not
the
to
Titans?
give up. No. Telling them not to give up until they got out there. Not to give up, even if they're falling behind. Not to give up. That the game's not over until they give up.
So anyway, what we want to do is a topic.
No, that's gonna bother me all night.
We'll figure it out after. Because we're gonna steer left into this last portion of the topic.
Wait. Okay, I was telling a story about bullshitting things. So, like, basically, I memorized that not at all. So I spent all 8 periods of my school day writing 2 lines at a time and memorizing 2 lines at a time. I wrote them 5 times each.
Mm-hmm.
And recited them. After I finished writing them 5 times each, I recited them with my eyes closed. And I did that for 7 periods until I got to 8th period and did that. I got an 80 on that.
Boom, there you go. So, just so everyone's aware, we are the kings of bullshitting efficiently.
Oh,
Anyway, there are too many cuts for one episode. I feel so bad. We're going to have to edit in some wacky noise for the people.
I know how to edit it so that you can't tell too much.
Yeah, no, we can just be like, and cut, and then, and we're back. Like, you can just see some stupid shit. But don't use that soundbite. That was horrible. Anyway.
Watch me cut that shit and use it.
So worried. So, instead, what I want to talk about to kind of close things out, because we don't want to make this first one too long, because neither one of us has the patience or the editing capabilities to go through something that big. As of right now, we're both incredible. Shut up. But we're kind of lazy. So,
both, he says.
Yeah. So we kind of want to talk to you guys. You know Milk. Some of you might know me. And we kind of want to know what you want to hear from us. Milk, for sure, definitely has fans from a number of years who might have questions that they'd actually like to hear, you know, straight out of the horse's mouth. And as for me, like, all right, there's literally no reason to ask me anything because you probably have no idea who I am. And anybody who does,
what's your
feel
favorite
free
color,
to let us know. My favorite color is...
I'm still, I have an intense, I don't think you understand, like, the intense dislike I have for you after learning that. You make it sound like red is your favorite color.
And we're back. So, what I really want to do... If somebody wants to know my favorite color, hey, ask in the comments. Or, and we'll leave the links in the description, to Milk's Tumblr, maybe my Tumblr, or any other place where you guys can post these questions or ask us, what you'd like to hear. Let us know what it is you want us to talk about or what you want to hear about us from us. What do you say, Milk?
Fuck off.
Nice. So no one listened to that.
I'm kidding. No, I'm a good person. Ask me questions.
I'm a good noodle.
No.
But yeah, Milk is genuinely interested in what you guys have to say too. Like Milk, more than anybody, has run in fandoms and communities way more than I have, and has tons of experience talking to you guys. And so yeah, feel free to let us know what you want to talk about. If not, we're gonna come up with it ourselves. And I mean, you guys, that's not a great idea.
You heard how this first introduction has gone thus far.
Yeah, really.
It's not a good idea.
People have died. People have died.
Not because they were listening. No, I just have a little habit.
Yeah, not because it doesn't really have anything to do with us per se. I mean,
it totally has to do with
people
me. I went on a stabbing streak.
Fucking plausible deniability, Milk.
The fuck is that?
It's how we evade being guilty for the murder of dozens of people who may have heard this by accident.
Oh no.
That said, we're gonna go escape the law and talk to you guys next time.
Yeah.
Hey, if you clicked and you listened, what do they say on YouTube? Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe for more podcast episodes, for more art by me. There will be social media information in the description to both my media and Rab's media. We'll try to get a video up, hopefully frequently. That's a good time.
Frequently,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll be our schedule, next time on whatever this podcast is called.
RedMilk.